paka paka waka chiki 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 waka paka waka 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 chiki 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 waka paka.
So episode 6 begins with Krista having a diary room, explaining her nominations, saying the reason she didn't put Will up, she's not worried about him and doesn't feel that anybody will vote for him at the end. That works out so well, doesn't it? Krista sees Autumn as emotionally unstable. Autumn herself has stated that she is not sad, glad, or mad at being emotional towards somebody that is trying to upset her. Boogie says Autumn has given up. He also mentions that he believes Autumn will concede and that Kent will slowly dig his way out of trouble, but at the moment doesn't look too good. Kent mentions that the last two in the car were the nominees together this time. Very poetic, isn't that? He also says to Krista that he knew she would nom him. Which, I mean, every time someone says something like, I knew that would happen. Did you really? Did ya? Hardy asks Autumn if she's okay to handle another week. Autumn didn't expect the house to be so hostile. He says in the diary room that she's emotionally needy and taking care of her takes away from the rest of them. So he's in a very us versus them mentality right now, but so is about everyone else except maybe Krista at the moment. She might be the only one. Bunky voices concerns to Hardy that he doesn't want Autumn to just be swept out, have all votes against her. Hardy asks him, does he think it's best for Autumn to stay? Bunky replied no, and Hardy said, well, you gotta do what you think is best. We get a Hardy's awesome segment. Krista says that she originally thought he'd be conceited or dumb, and that she loves his body. Kent talks positively about him as well. Will doesn't think that he'll come to Chill Town, that Hardy doesn't like what he represents, which is honesty, even if it's cruel. Yes, Mr. I'm probably lying. Hardy says to Autumn they show him saying to Autumn, he couldn't do what they're willing to do, referencing sucking up to Nicole. And his goal is to bring him down whether he wins or not. I'm not a fan of the tunnel vision mentality. Although I will say that so many other people have it as well, so it isn't the worst thing. I would prefer he would have just not mentioned taking Chilltown out, whether he wins or lose, and then you can take him out after that, because as soon as you go back on that, you lose quite a bit of credibility there. Krista mentioned that Hardy roots for the underdog, as do a lot of other people. This is a reason why Will probably end up winning. Will, he believes that Hardy's MO is to be the nice guy and sneak to the end, and thinks so far that it's working because others are naive. Bunky says that Hardy had said he wants to take out Chilltown and then the rest of them can take him out, that he'll walk out with his head held high. I don't doubt Hardy believes this, at least at the moment, but yeah, not my favorite mentality, especially since he won't follow through on it. If you're gonna have it, you're gonna want to follow through on it. Mike, as a diary room saying, Shannon is interesting. He's nicknamed her the Ice Princess. Bunky sees her as a strong but arrogant individual. Kent says she's passive aggressive, will smile to your face then talk about you behind your back. Hardy says that she shreds crocodile tears. Monica sees some similarities between them, but that Shannon is slick ass. Will bring the tears when necessary. Will believes her to be crafty, mischievous, manipulating, and that she might even be stabbing him in the back. Kent also says she's self-centered. So we get to a luxury competition. It's men v women again. This is riding the mechanical bull as long as you can. It's Nicole, Autumn, and Shannon for the women versus for the men. Bunky, Hardy, and Will. So we fast forward to round 2, where Will's the last man's hope. So what he decides to do is a little spectacle, and he goes inside, grabs the peanut butter to sort of show the women who's boss. And he falls off, so the women win. Nicole gets in the pool and jacuzzi, something she previously stated she wouldn't do because she wants to show that what she's scared of, she's not anymore. Will has a diary room mentioning Nicole's the queen at the moment, and you kind of have to suck up to her if you want to stay. Will says to her that he'd rather see her win over, say, a Bunky. She says back to him that he's a good manipulator. Yes he is. You can even know it, and it's working. He calls her a bitch to her face, but that she's not the lowest of the low. So yes, he's starting to slowly work her bit by bit. And he says to her if he were to win HOH, he wouldn't put her, Mike, or Shannon up. Autumn says to Nicole that if someone should concede, it should be Kent as he won the car. Nicole says to Kent she had mentioned that if two of them, if their group had got put up for the nominees to talk together and hopefully one would concede. Chilltown have told Nicole that they're voting for Autumn. Kent thinks that they could be trying to do this to actually get Nicole to vote for him, at which point Chilltown would as well, and he would get voted out. Kent also says to Nicole if she were playing the game, which isn't a favorite term of mine. I'm guessing it just means play to win, like make your decisions based on, you winning. That she would vote him out. America's choice now. Krista gets a message from home, and she gets to take a +1 on a dinner date, which she takes Mike Boogie as it's his birthday as well. That seems very set up for them just to both get it anyway, right? At dinner, Boogie calls her the prettiest girl with the biggest heart, which is getting some little foreshadowing, even knowing it's not scripted, I think, enough. To him proposing at the finale. We get a Monica segment. Boogie says straight up, she's a straight up sister, not to be messed with. That she's bonded with everyone, very under the radar. Monica has a diary room. She's a positive person, and that she's conducting herself inside as she would outside the house. Krista really likes her, calls her a character. Bunky reminds Monica of her students. She's also a public speaker. That's quite valuable that's quite valuable skill to have, to be able to speak. His self-esteem is low and wants him to know that it's alright to be himself. Bunky really likes her. Hardy mentions that she's here to win and on her way to doing it. Boogie also says that he mentions where she's from, that she's playing. She's likable to go-aways, and that's why she's dangerous, likable enough. On to Nicole complaining about Tal's situation. It's little things like this. It's little things like this that that can build up, causing a resentment around you. That will eventually lead to her not winning the jury vote. She's trying to infiltrate Chilltown. She's trying to do so that the good people can win, and talk like that is probably why Will become the popular underdog he becomes. Cole mentions that everyone from the outcasts knows what she's doing. Which, dude, you're the majority. Can't be the outcasts. You're the Chilltown are the outcasts. Nicole thinks Will fears him as... Nicole thinks Will fears her as he and Chilltown should, as she's a power in the house. Shannon hopes that Chilltown, or maybe even Nicole, win the next HOH. So her infiltration seems to be working a bit here. Boogie says that Kent's annoying everyone. Kent's taking some time from the games, as he calls it. People being called names, but then buddy, that's referencing Autumn and Bunky with Chilltown, and that it drains him. Nominees are to give a speech as to why they should be kept. Autumn hopes her good qualities are judged by those who have judged her bad qualities. Kent says people are gonna vote their strategy. You gotta do what you gotta do. He has a diary room saying he thinks it's better for them to vote him out as Autumn's in his feud week. It won't take him out this week, but there's a clear personality clash for Kent, and it doesn't really seem like he's making the effort to really try and avoid it. The Will and Nicole relationship is taking shape, as is the Boogie and Krista one a little bit. The editing is one that I don't really recall, especially for recent seasons. I'm referencing the Monica segment. Like today she would just be completely invisible. I quite enjoy these house guest spotlight segments. You get to hear everyone's thoughts on them, and it sort of helps get a better understanding of the dynamics. But this is it for the episode. Bye bye.